So it was like, oh shit, they done. It's a purge. They out the game. Hey y'all, welcome back to Tony TV, and it's time for the takeover. As you can see, the challenge is back. Let's get it. We on season 37, Spies, Lies, and Allies. If you know me, you know I've been watching the challenge ever since I can talk, damn near. It's my favorite show ever. I love it. I don't miss a season. I know these people like, I know my family at this point. So start off the season right away. As soon as the episode started, we got straight into it. So you have the internationals, which are competitors from all across the world, just from different shows like Love Island, X on the Beach, The Circle, Survivor, but they're like not from the American version of these shows. They're from international versions all across the globe. Then you have the vets, who are the people from Road Rules, Real World, that have just been doing the challenge for years or whatever. They're the vets, they're the Americans, they're the ones you see every season. But all the internationals are all the rookies, new people. We ain't never seen them before. We don't know nothing about them. They start off the season. So the first challenge that they're already competing in, the first daily, is that the internationals have to run down to the beach and they have to choose their partner, which will be a vet, which will be an American. So it's going to be an American and an international paired together to form a pair, a team, a duo, whatever you want to call it. So they have to run down to the beach, pick their partner. Like the partners, like all the vets are shackled up to like a cinder block building or whatever. They're not, well, not a building, like just like a cinder block little structure. They're all shackled to it, and so the international has to unlock their shackle, let them loose, and then they have to break down the cinder blocks to release a long chain and a safety a safety box. What's it called? I can't think of the name of it, but it's like a safety box. They have to carry the safety box and the chains across the beach to this long column that has all these numbers on it. They have to put the safe on top of it. That's what it's called, a safe. They have to put the safe on top of it, and they have to enter the safe's code to unlock the safe. Then there's a gym on the inside. Then they have to run to the finish line where TJ is in order to stop their time and to win. First team that does this wins the daily. So okay, so we see all the vets are locked up to the chains and all that or whatever. So if you notice in the episode, you'll see that on the cinder blocks are color-coded numbers. Now, as a vet, you would think when they see these color-coded numbers, they'll think, okay, if I'm seeing colors and numbers, it gotta mean something just sit on the cinder block. Like, it's not there just to be there. However, y'all, the vets take no heed to the fact the cinder blocks have numbers on them. So when they start smashing them, they smashing away at all the cinder blocks, not paying attention, and now they don't know the code to unlock their safe. So as far as vets, some of the vets we got came back this season. We have CT on his 19th season. CT don't play no games. CT gonna be back every year if he can. You got Anissa, Nani, Corey, Nelson, Devin, Amanda, Ashley. You know, all the regulars is back. And then you got a bunch of new people. Don't know all their names yet, but we're gonna figure it out. So they compete in the daily. So at the end of it, as far as the first place goes, it was Anissa and Logan. And already, shout out to Anissa, 2 challenges back to back. Anissa came in first on the first daily. She's trying to set herself up for the season already. We love to see it, Anissa. Keep going. Because I don't want to hear you this season complaining about how you ain't make it to a final, blah, 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 because you made it to one of All-Stars. So that excuse, you got to leave it in the past. I just need you to do what you got to do to get to where you got to get to. So then second place, we have Michaela and Renan, who are 2 newbies. Michaela's from Survivor, and Renan, I don't know what show he's from. It wasn't relevant at the time. Renan's just there at this point right now. Renan's just there. But they came in second, so I was like, okay, cool. That's a good start for your season. Coming in second, coming in hot. We love that. And then in third place, we had Tori and Kels, I believe. Let me make sure. Yes, in third place we have Tori and Kels. So Tori, that's another OG, that's a vet, and then Kels is from Too Hot to Handle. So it's like, okay, good lineup, cool. So then, you know, everybody else start trickling in, you know, 4th, 5th, 6th, blah. Keep going. Mind you, it's like 30 people in the challenge this season. So that's like at least like 15 teams at this point. So like somewhere around there. So then we got last place. So, you know, I was a couple people struggling to get this last place. You know, like it's as if they was fighting to get last place. So you had Nelson, who couldn't remember his center block code because it's Nelson, and Nelson don't be worried about all that. Nelson just, whatever's physical, Nelson be on it. So he had to smash some center blocks, he was on that. Trying to remember the code, wasn't on that at all. Then you had Nani and her partner Gabo, who Gabo only picked her because she was cute. And it's like, yeah, Nani, beautiful. but you obviously know nothing about her. You knew nothing about the game because you wasn't picking based on strategy or what the player could really offer. You worried about looks and trying to hook up with her later. That's still nothing for you, Gabo. You're already starting to get him off wrong. So, you know, Nani and Gabo are in last because Gabo does nothing. He knows nothing. Nani and Gabo are in last because Nani and Gabo are already in last because Gabo knows nothing about the game. He doesn't know what to do. He's here to smash Nani, clearly. So, you know, they're in last currently. And then you got my dog Ashley and Huey. Huey didn't know what's going on either. He clueless. And Ashley's a firecracker. So Ashley's snapping the whole time about being in last place. She pissed. She don't want to get purged. This, that, and the third. They ended up last place. Because, see, Nani and Gabo, they pulled it out the last second. They figured it out. Ashley over there yelling and screaming, saying her lock won't unlock. She being sabotaged. They want her out the game. Blah, 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 blah. Eventually, they figured out, Huey figured out. Huey said he not going home first. But it's like, Huey, you don't really make that choice. Right now, you're last, so you going to do whatever gets done. So they make it in. Everybody there waiting on them, clapping. Like, finally. Then TJ go over, you know, all, like the standings as far as Anissa and Logan winning, Ashley and Huey coming in last, and he was like, Ashley and Huey, you're done. So it was like, oh shit, they done. It's a purge. They out the game. But no, when we came back from commercial, TJ cleared it up. He was like, you're done coming in last. So he's trying to tell y'all, don't come in last again. I'm gonna let you slide this one time, but don't do it again. Ashley ain't out yet, because Ashley knows she been cursed. Ashley ain't done well ever since she took that money from Hunter. Ever since she took that money from Hunter, Ashley game, her luck is terrible. But we're gonna see what Ashley working with this season. We're gonna see what Ashley on. Then we get back to the house. So the first main thing that everybody's talking about is the veteran truce. So as far as what they said, the veteran truce is that all the vets, like all the Americans, or just anybody that has been doing the challenge for consecutive seasons, basically, they all agree that they're gonna get all the rookies out first before they go after each other. So target all the rookies, leave the vets alone for right now at least, and then we'll deal with that later. Now, my feelings on that is, great idea, cool. You already know each other. Y'all know how each other work. Y'all know y'all strengths and y'all weaknesses. So this ideally should work out. But if you know anything about the vets, you know they all have beef with each other at one point or another. They don't trust each other. Everybody gonna put each other game before somebody else's. Everybody else has a different number one. So this isn't gonna last long. Now, it's nice to see that they're gonna try it, but they done tried it in the past. And every time they tried it, it always fails because somebody get power hungry and they go left and they want to get this person out the game before they get them out. And it just don't last. So I know it won't last, but it's going to be nice to watch them try to make it last for as long as they can. So I'm intrigued to see how this goes. Then you got the rookies trying to line up and get themselves together, figure out how we want to play this game, what we're going to do. As of right now, the rookies outnumber the vets. So that's not even the vets are scared right now. There are more rookies than there are vets. So the rookies really do what they need to do and come together. They can pick off these vets one by one. But the rookies don't know nothing about the game. So likelihood of them doing that already, pretty slim to none. Like really they need the vets to tell them how this game goes, because the rookies might come in there trying to be straightforward and honest, and that's not how you play the challenge. You got to be cutthroat. It's the only way you're gonna get far in challenges by being cutthroat. All they do is backstab and lie most of the time. It's a few people to tell the truth, a few, but other than that, it's just part of the game. So they really need the vets. So I want to see how that whole dynamic works out. Now, another big thing going on this season already, episode 1. We got a bunch of love. It's like, I feel like as I'm watching Love Island right now, it's just love here, love there, love there, love everywhere. It's a lot going on already. I'm like, okay, wait, pause. Let me keep up. So, already, boom, we got Ashley and Nelson making out in the kitchen. I'm just like, when did Ashley and Nelson get together? I didn't know that was a thing. But Nelson go this whole speech about how Ashley moved to Houston. He lived in Houston, lined up. She came to Houston for him. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. So I think they just fucking. I don't really know for sure. They doing whatever that is. Then you got Amanda is attracted to Fessy, and I'm like, that's different. Wasn't expecting that. Also, Amanda's coming off of just having a baby a few years ago. This is her first challenge back. So shout out to her. And I want to see how she plays the season. I want to see if anything's changed about Amanda's game since now that she's a mother. But her and Fessy not making sense. Then I come to find out Amanda's really close friends with Nelson. So that's already like iffy. Because if you watch last season Double Agents, you know Nelson and Fessy fell out because Fessy decided to throw himself in elimination against Nelson in a hall brawl and took Nelson out the game. So Nelson thought that was selfish, that was slimy, he's a snake. And so he hasn't been rocking with Fessy ever since then. So for Amanda to be hooking up with Nelson's enemy in this game for this season, I want to see how that's going to all play out and if Nelson's going to be okay with it or if they're going to also fall out as well. I just want to see how that's going to work. But I watched the aftermath of the challenge and they said that Amanda said that really all she's doing is politicking with Fessy. And if you don't know what politicking means, that means she's having sexual relations with another player in order to further her own game. So yes, Fessy's strong. He's a good player. You know, he can do what he got to do out there. So she wants to align herself with him to keep her numbers high and keep her out of elimination to further her own game. Does Fessy notice at the moment? Probably not. But also he might see Amanda as politicking as well and help him further his game as well. Because Amanda also does have numbers with a lot of people because she's played a lot of seasons herself and has real friendships in and out of the game. So, you know, it might be mutually beneficial to both of them. We're going to see how it goes. We're going to see what they own. We're going to see how long it lasts, to be honest. It's Casey and Nani are both fresh out of relationships. And now they together and they talking and all that. I don't think they got a title on it, but they together right now. You know, that's a little something they got going on, which is cool. I think that's like the most genuine relationship out of the three I done mentioned so far. I think that was like a real thing. The other two, because Ashley also is known for politicking, so I wouldn't be surprised if she using Nelson, but we'll see what that's about. Now, the main topic of this episode is the damn list. I don't know who made. Well, okay, no, I do know who made the list. I don't know why they thought the list was a good idea. So we're gonna backtrack. So in this episode, there's a part where Emmy, who's a survivor from Romania, I believe, apparently Emmy liked drama. So Emmy was walking upstairs and she walked into the room and she saw three survivors. I guess they were having conversations. So the survivors was Tommy, Michaela, and Michelle. So during this conversation, Michaela's making a list of who to trust, who not to trust, who's the first people she wants to throw in elimination. So Emmy, I don't know if Emmy sees the list or just hears them talking about the list, but she knows there's a list. So Emmy wanted to be a drama starter. She runs to Anissa and Tori and tells them about the list. She tells Anissa that she's at the top of the list to be thrown into elimination, and that Tori's at the top of the list to be to not trust. So already that got Anissa and Tori, you know, antennas up. Like, we need to pay attention to Michaela and know what she about. And also, you know, Anissa won this week. So like, the winners of the challenge are called the agency. So the agencies are already looking for a reason to throw somebody in, especially first week. You want the least amount of blood in your hands first week. And the easiest thing is always throwing a rookie. We don't know them. We know nothing about them. Let's see them compete. See if they can come out on top. So this just gave them fuel to the fire. Like, oh, Michaela, you made a list? All right, well, I'm going to add you to my list, and I'm going to throw you into elimination. That's how that's going to go. So word get around about the list. They talking about the list. Woo, list. Okay, cool. So next day, everybody's still talking about it. So Michaela gets word that they're talking about this list and that she's behind it. Rada. So then she tried to talk to the vets and tell them, oh, no, the list didn't mean that. It meant this. She was talking about something. She wrote the list to write down so she can remember all the names of all the teams. It wasn't the worst idea, but you got to come harder than that. The vet's not going to believe you. And even if that was the truth, they're still not going to believe you because it's like the list's already out there. The story, they already ran with the story, so it is what it is. You're going to elimination. She just don't know that yet. So then it's time for nominations. So we're going to nominations, and everybody gets, you know, have their little spiel, say why they don't want to go in, throw anybody under the bus, whatever the case may be. So Michaela chooses to throw Michelle under the bus. And I'm like, what the hell? I thought you were working with Michelle. I thought you had like a little survivor pack. But apparently, Michaela feels like she's at the bottom of the totem pole between Michelle and Tommy, who are apparently closer. So I guess Michaela like, okay, this is my moment. I'm going to take my shot and try to deflect the attention off of me onto Michelle. Psych, you thought. So, nah, they weren't having that. So Michelle was like, no, you made that list. And told everybody again what the list was about. Then Emmy come out, no, I didn't know Emmy was still in the room. Emmy come up there raising her hand. And she go on a whole rant about how she walked upstairs. She saw the list. The list said this, that, and the third. So now everybody, they all hype again because it's like, okay, now somebody else confirmed it. Then Tommy hop in on it. Tommy also confirms the list. He says the exact same thing that Emmy was saying as well. So now it's like everybody's saying the same thing except you, Michaela. So you like the odd man, not like you lying. So then it's time for them to vote. They cast their votes. Michaela and Renan are going in. Renan was nowhere to be found in none of the conversations. Renan was just there chilling while Michaela was trying to save their team. Renan was just looking around. Like, Renan don't know why he there for real. He trying to figure it out, but he not figuring it out fast enough before he got thrown to elimination. So next, we get to the elimination. At the elimination, it's like this little ramp thing that we see in the middle of like the sand or whatever. So it's like, okay, interesting, never seen nothing like that, but let's find out what it's about. So then the challenges, they all come in, they come up this little staircase or whatever, and they come up the staircase, down the staircase, as if they was in the Olympics. There's a lot going on for no reason, but to each his own. So then, now it's time for the agency to choose who they want to send in against Renan and Michaela. Now, on typical seasons, whoever the winners are, they'll just send in a team to go into elimination against another team. That's normal. You know TJ gonna throw a twist every time. Twisting TJ. That's just how he do. So, this season, it's that the agency can choose 2 individuals, 1 guy and 1 girl from any team, and put them into the elimination. So they don't have to be on the same team anymore. Be anybody you choose amongst the people that didn't win that daily can go into elimination. So that's already gonna be interesting to see how that plays itself out, because now people can throw anybody, like, because I feel like before people were picking people to be on their team. So like now that we're aligned, it's less likely for us to go in because you have numbers and I have numbers. But now if I want to get rid of you, you can just go in and I can still be safe. So I want to see how that's gonna play out later on. So for now, for going to elimination, it ends up being Anissa and Logan end up picking Corey L because he was tied to Emmy. That was her partner, and Logan didn't want to throw Emmy in. So I guess the best next option was throwing Corey L in. I didn't really get it, but I mean he's also a rookie, so it's like you don't really need explanation of throwing a rookie, but throwing you in because you're a rookie. It is what it is. Because in Anissa's mind, she wanted everybody that was a part of that argument to just battle it out, send each other home, cool, whatever. No blood on her hands. Makes sense. So for girls, they ended up voting Michelle in instead, which, like I said, it still makes sense because it's either Michaela and Michelle could be a Survivor alliance or just at odds. And either way, you getting one of them out of the game, it's gonna boost your chances of limiting the Survivor alliance, which is obviously the main goal right now. So okay, so going to elimination now, we have Michaela, Renan, Michelle, Corey L. So then TJ explained the rules of the game. It's that they're gonna be attached to each other's back, and like the little ramp they have, your goal is to get your opponent off. Like you want to get to the edge of the ramp and throw your opponent off the ramp, and that's how you win by any means necessary. But you're attached at the back, and they sitting on the ramp at the moment. So you're already kind of limiting your movements because it's like both partners are attached, and then they attach the other team behind them. So it's a lot going on already. I didn't understand it at first, but it made sense as they started playing. So TJ, he get him to go ahead. It's time to get active. Now you got Michaela. Michaela putting in work. Michaela down low, keeping her firm stance, doing what she got to do. You got Corey on the other side, using all his big man muscles, trying to throw them over. You got Renan. Renan's there. Renan kind of hanging up on the side while everybody else low to the ground. Renan is up here being lifted, just dangling, not doing nothing. Renan, I don't think this was a show for you, big dog, because you lost, and I needed you to catch on a little quicker because you weren't, and you wasn't helping Michaela out. Michaela had to do all the work. Now, in hindsight, Michaela's stronger than Michelle, but Corey is stronger than Renan. And also that makes Corey stronger than Michaela as well. So Corey can really put the team on his back if he wants to. Michaela can only do so much without Renan's help. So they going back and forth yelling, not getting anywhere. Time goes past, you know, they keep struggling, but Corey, he taking little baby steps, close to the edge. Corey finally gets to that edge, and he throw them over. It's a wrap, you know, that's how it get done. So you got Corey, Michelle, won the first elimination. Now, I really want to see Michaela play, which blows me because I feel like she could have been done really well this season. But Michaela, now you know, leave that list at home. The list, don't bring the list. Don't bring it. Because the list, it fucked you up. If you wouldn't have had a list, you probably could have got further in the game because you tried to make up excuses to save yourself, but it didn't work. So yeah, next time, don't bring no list, don't bring no pen, don't bring no paper, bring yourself. And keep your mouth closed. Lay low. First couple weeks as a rookie, lay low. You don't want to do nothing to cause no waves in the house. But you missed that memo, and you caused waves, ripples, the tide, the tsunami. You caused all of it. So yeah, next time just pump your brakes, and you might make it a little further. So okay, so now we got the winners, which is Corey and Michelle. Now if you know last season they were given the option of if you won your elimination, you could choose to stay with your partner or get a new partner. TJ switched up again on us. You know, TJ quick with it. So now it's that you can partner up with the person you were in elimination with, go back to your original partner, or choose anybody else from any other teams as your partner as well. So now they got all the options. The options is limitless at this point. They can do whatever they want. Only people you can't choose is people in the agency, obviously, because they just won the daily. So obviously you can't pick them. Now, something else we found out in this episode is that, okay, so if you know from the beginning, if you just keep up the challenge, you know that Nam was supposed to be in this season, and Nam was partnered with, I don't know who Nam was partnered with, but I'll find out and I'll put it at the bottom. So Nam was partnered up with somebody, and Nam had been missing for most of the episode. I was like, damn, I ain't seen Nam. Come to find out, they actually didn't tell the whole story where Nam went, but Nam's out the game for the season already, and the season just started. We just got here. I think he was partnered with Michelle. I'm gonna say he was partnered with Michelle. But yeah, so now Michelle doesn't have an original partner. So you know the challenge, they always quick with it. Somebody always on standby. So then we get Ed from the Circle. He joins the season. I'm like, okay, that's different. It's the first play I've seen from the Circle, so I want to see how he plays this game. Because that was a complete social game where you didn't have to be yourself if you didn't want to. So I want to see how he plays this. I want to see how it's going to work out. So okay, now you got Ed in the mix. So then it's time to pick teams. So it's time to, like, for them to decide what teams they want or who they want their partner to be. So Michelle go on this whole little rant about how she wants to choose beauty over brawn. And I was like, okay, maybe popularity is what she's trying to get at. Y'all, she chose Devin. I was like, okay, whatever floats your boat. That wouldn't have been who I went with. All Devin does is cause drama in the house and argue with people. So why do you want to be aligned with that so soon? And you're a rookie. You want to keep the attention off of you, but you align with Devin. Not making sense, but okay. I'm gonna let you do your thing. We're gonna see how that work out. So then Corey partners with Tori, which I feel like was a good thing. Corey, Tori, y'all do what y'all got to do. Y'all got this. Corey's a strong female player, and Corey could possibly be a strong male player. He's pretty big, but we got to see how he compete in challenges overall. So this could be a good pairing, but I'm not 100% sure yet. But I know Tori gonna give it her all every time, and Corey, like, he came to play. So they might be a team not to be messed with, but we gonna see. Then, so now you got a bunch of partners left over still. So then it becomes that Kels and Tracy become partners, and Emmy and Ed become partners. All these names might not even sound familiar to y'all because they're all rookies, so we don't really know much about them yet. So we're gonna see how it works out. As right now, we just got 3 new teams already in episode 1. It's a bunch of drama I can already see stirring up. It's gonna be an interesting season. It's gonna be a lot going on. I know the vets alone ain't gonna have their shit figured out no time soon. And now we got the rookies in the mix, and so many rookies that it could really go a whole bunch of ways. I want to see who's gonna come out on top. I'm ready for next week to see if the power gonna shift, if a rookie gonna come in first, and they try to target these vets already, or are we trying to still go on the track of getting these rookies out? Because that's obviously the easiest way to go. But I want to see who will be the first team to take that big shot at a vet team and put them down there, and let's see what they're talking about. But yeah, so that's the end of episode 1, season 37. We're gonna be back at it next week. Catch y'all.